Ultimate Tots is here, and we have some of the best cards that have been brought out throughout this Tots to put into a tier list for you. I'm joined today by FUTWIZ JSHARP, one of the pro players here at FUTWIZ, and we're going to be ranking all the Ultimate Tots cards from top all the way down to bottom. Now let's get into it. Jack, how are we?
Not bad, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm doing decent, mate. I'm ready to rank this Ultimate Tots. It looks like an absolute banger, so I'm buzzing for it, to be honest with you.
Looks serious, looks serious.
Right, guys, so what we're going to do is we are going to be ranking the Ultimate Tots like I mentioned before. Now, we're not going to be comparing it to the other Tots. Now, I know some of these cards we may have put in Pro tier before or top tier, but we're going to be basically ranking it based on the Ultimate Tots itself and not really comparing it to any of the other leagues. It's kind of like it's its own like promo and Tots isn't a thing kind of thing. So we're going to get straight into it. We're going to go from Pro tier to top tier to mid tier to bottom tier. So that's where we're going to be ranking it. And we're going to be starting with my Nan, 92 rated goalkeeper. Jack, start us off. Where are we putting it, mate? It's a 23-man squad, so we've got a lot of cards to go through.
I think compared to the rest of the crowd, this guy's got probably at the bottom tier. No, we got to whack it in there early. If you get this guy in your packs or your reds or whatever, you ain't pleased, yeah.
Cool, brilliant stuff. So we're starting off with my Nan in bottom tier. Moving on to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who a lot of people say is the best right back in the world. Yeah. 92 rated. Where are we putting him?
Again, controversial, but I think compared to the list, he is very quick for a right back, good technical stats, but in terms of compared to the rest of the right back position, I think it's got a bottom tier as well with my Nan.
Oh, that's going to trigger a lot of people, but yeah. I'm inclined to agree with you. Yeah. We're going to boost up the rating actually. We're going to go to a 94 rated centre mid. Now, he's meta for a few reasons. First reason being French, second reason being League and the third reason just being an alright baller. We've got Kimmich, who's recently signed for Real Madrid actually. Yeah. What are we saying?
I mean, I used Kimmich when we did the League One Weekend League. I made like a pretty much full team, and he's very good off the ball, but on the ball he's very limited. So yeah, I think I go for like a solid like low level of mid tier for Kimmich.
Low level of mid tier, that's fine. I'm moving on to another League One centre mid. He's classed as a cam on his card, and we've got Lucas Piqueta, who's got Hullet stats, which is pretty decent. Yeah. He's got 5-star skills, of course, as well. And yeah, it's a pretty decent card, like, isn't he?
Nah, this guy's crazy. I think this guy goes, top tier for now. I think obviously that 5-star skills, there's no standout poor stat on the card. It's a crazy card. Links are maybe a little bit dodgy. I mean, Neymar, that's about it. If you want to get like a strong link, but nah, crazy card.
Cool. And now sticking with the theme of Ligue 1, again, we're hopping back to Monaco's team, a French Monaco player, being Ben Yedder.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I think. Wow, great card, 96, obviously pace, unbelievable dribbling. I think because I think the lack of 5-star skills, I think gets him away from top tiers in terms of the meta. Maybe low part top, maybe high part mid tier. I think mid tier is probably a good place from now, just because the 5-star skills is so important on this game, and he doesn't have it going forward.
Agreed. And as we mentioned before, we're ranking just these ultimate cards here, and we're ranking them to each other. So we're comparing them to each other. So if a good player is in the bottom tier or mid tier, and you sat there thinking, Jack, Denman, what are you talking about? That is the reason why. Now moving on to an absolute beast of a centre back, we've got Koulibaly, 95 rated. What are we saying about Koulibaly, mate? He's a unit.
I used him last week, and I thought he was really good. I can't lie. I mean, I think probably like not as good as like some matches. He's like Ruben Dias and Marquinhos stands out. So I think mid tier for now, but I think he's definitely a good like usable card. I think if you get him red or whatever, you can get him. You definitely find the best game in your team, and it'll do a job for you. Yeah?
I'm moving across to another unit in centre back. We have Ruben Dias, 95 rated, 85 peso. That's the alarming stat.
Good card, right? But compared to his team, like I've used this Tots and his team of the year, and his team of the year is like best centre back on the game. This guy definitely feels considerably worse. So for that reason, I'd be inclined to go mid tier. But his team of the year is literally like top level of pro tier. But this guy just doesn't feel as good for whatever reason. I mean, the stats aren't that much worse, to be fair. They're a bit worse, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, he just doesn't feel as good.
Okay, brilliant. And we're going to stick with the theme again. We're going to go to Marquinhos, centre-back, PSG, Brazilian, great links, great league. How are we saying about him?
This guy's pro tier. I think first guy going to pro tier, we got Marquinhos. I think
first pro tier card.
Arguably the best centre-back in the game. Good links, unbelievable pace. Superb defense. I've used him. I've got him red RTG. He's a crazy card.
Wonderful stuff. And it's a card which will be being used in the playoffs alongside the next card, which will most likely be being used quite a lot. And that's Cancello, left back. Man City, 95 rated. Brilliant stats. Can play centre mid or left back, right back. Either or. He's got 5-star weak foot. I'm guessing he probably goes in top tier or pro tier, right?
I go pro tier. I think the 4-star, 5-star probably elevates him into pro tier. Above maybe the guy next to him, but yeah, he's crazy good. Also very useful as a centre mid as well. I think that's where a lot of people deploy him just because he's so well rounded, 5-star weak foot and stuff. So yeah, pro tier left back, probably like a top tier centre mid is a joke of a card.
Brilliant stuff. And moving on to another card which will be in pro teams, we have a very, very upgraded Hernandez, left back, AC Milan, French, great shooting, great pace, incredible pace actually, just an all-round very good card. Where are we putting him?
I think top level of top tier, maybe low level of pro tier. I think compared to, if we compare him to the rest of the list, I think probably goes top tier. But he is obviously like an unbelievable card. Probably second best left back in the game behind Cancello. So the links kind of let him down a little bit maybe. I think there's obviously a few links with him, but in terms of like the usable pro level cards, probably isn't like really icons and stuff. But yeah, crazy.
I'd say he's very at the top of pro tier because some pros will use him alongside a card which is coming in now at 96 rated. There's a lot of French players in this team, but it does start to slow down as soon as we get into higher ratings. But this is Nkunku, centre forward. Crazy card. Just tell me, Jack. Where are we putting him? Just tell me.
Nkunku, right? Nkunku is crazy. I use him. He was very good. I'm inclined to go with Theo or tier, sorry, the top level of top tier. Not on the precipice of pro tier, but not quite, getting in.
Okay, fair enough.
Top tier.
Nice, decent. I'm moving on to Virgil. Big Verge, 96 rated.
Yeah.
Where are we sticking him?
Controversial.
Okay.
I think top level and mid tier, low level top tier. Just because, right? The 87 pace is a bit of a lie still. I thought that, I thought he'd be rapid, but he is still got a bit of the Van Dijk kind of very heavy kind of FIFA build. He is a bit
clunky.
Yeah, a bit clunky, a bit of a truck. So I don't think he's quite top tier. Very good card though, obviously.
I feel like I'm going to have to just jump in here and say the next card is definitely going in pro tier.
Yeah,
we will see him in the majority of pro teams pro players teams, and it's Jude Bellingham, 96 rated English, Borussia Dortmund.
Ridiculous,
a crazy card. Should we just put him in pro tier and crack on?
We don't need to discuss it, do we?
If you get him in your Reds, you're very, very lucky.
You're laughing.
Exactly. Now moving on to someone who is probably the definition of pace merchant and skill merchant, Vinny Jr.
I've used this guy. Very good, but his shot is very lackluster. I don't know what it is. Like a lot of times his shot just lets know. It's like he's crazy on the ball. He's got 99 agility, 99 balance, which is very underrated. You need that, I think. Like best cards have it, like best cards in game. I go kind of top tier. I don't think he's quite pro tier in terms of compared to like the Judes and stuff, but obviously he's a joke of a card, isn't it?
Brilliant. Yeah, no, it is 100%. Now we're on to a card which I've got in red picks, just to throw that in there. Like Jack threw his one in there about Marquinhos. We're not showing off or anything.
Just cheeky little flex.
Yeah.
Little subtle one.
We've got 96 KDB. Now, I'd personally probably say like top/mid tier. I'm not really sure where you're going with this one.
I think at a high level, very mid, low level, top tier. I mean, the 5-star, he's unbelievable on the ball, but I think you use him more than me.
He's just great. He's just brilliant at shooting. He's got great shot power. Like, it's just passing is unreal. Like, it's just everything you want in a centre mid. To be honest, we could do a boost in his defending, but I'd say top tier. Yeah. I'd personally say top tier. Very good card.
Take the reins, mate. Take the reins. Put him top.
Cool, brilliant stuff. Moving on to Lewandowski, 97 rated. This could ruffle some feathers. Where are we putting him?
I mean, the 5-star Weaver's good in it, but he is still a bit of a truck, isn't he? I mean, I'd go low level and mid tier, maybe bottom tier. We could be proper edgy and chuck him in bottom tier if you want. I mean, no one's at high level using him, are they?
He's got 49 defending. I'm gonna be clever here. I'm gonna say mid tier because I think bottom tier.
Yeah.
Oh, he is a bottom tier card though. He is literally just fodder, isn't he?
Yeah,
right, for the purpose of the video, and not upsetting you guys, we're putting him in mid tier. But just know, if it was me and Jack talking in the Discord, we'd be putting him in bottom tier.
None of us use him, let's be honest.
Moving on to someone who's the same rating, same position. Cristiano Ronaldo, Sui. He's got to go pro tier, right? Everyone's going to be using him.
Card, isn't he? Let's be honest. Unbelievable in the air with like the merit at the moment, back post. Not the most agile, but unbelievable pace. Ridiculous shot. He's not great on this team of the year, and that was obviously a joke already. So yeah,
gets the job done.
It's got to be pro tier.
Brilliant. And we've got Kimmich, 97 rated as well.
He isn't meta, is he? He's good, but he's not meta compared to like the other cards in this list. I think mid tier is probably a pretty sound place for him.
Yep, brilliant stuff. And moving on to another centre mid who is absolutely incredible. Yeah, you can take it away. Go on, take it away. Who is it?
I used him in the qualifier. I've used him since. He is honestly, I think coin for coin, pound for pound, the best card on this entire game. He is an absolute disgrace in game. He goes pro tier for me. Are you going to
tell the people who it is who we're talking about?
Luka Modric, yeah. I mean, Tots Modric. I mean, all of us, the FUTWIZ UK boys, so me, niksneb and Ethan, playing the qualifier, we all used him. He was honestly, niksneb came up with the idea, which is never normally happens. But yeah, I mean, honestly, absolutely ridiculous. Passing is ridiculous. Never mistakes the pass. He's so quick in game. His left stick, his RB dribbling. Honestly, unbelievable card. Even like a finesse shot, crazy. Probably the best centre mid I've used apart from Jude. So
brilliant stuff. And we've got Raphael Leao.
Again, this one I think will be a rough one because I used this one last week in Weekend League. I used this guy. He was awful. Like, honestly, the fakest stats I've ever seen. I go, you know what? I'll chuck him in mid-tier. He was honestly, although his value and his cards are crazy, his stats unbelievable. In game, he was nothing. Like, he was clunky. He couldn't really move. He didn't feel that quick. His shot was all right. His weak foot was poor. Honestly,
mid-tier. Fair enough. Look, you are the pro player.
I've used him. So, this is a player review kind of time.
Yeah, I hear that. You're the pro player. You're the one who's obviously playing this card. I'm going to believe you. But we're going to move on to Mo Salah. 97 rated as well. How do we feel about this card, Jack?
I've not used this card, actually. I can't lie. I've used other versions of Salah across the year, but I've not used this guy himself. I mean, judging off how Salah normally plays in FIFA and just the lack of skills and weak foot, I think you've got to go mid-tier. Just because of they are so important. You need the 5-star weak foot to turn onto. You need the 5-star skills to create the space for the shot. So if you have none of those things, you're struggling. You know, especially with an attacker. So I'll go mid.
That makes sense. And moving on to someone who's definitely pro tier. I'll argue it to the grave. It is Kylian Mbappe. Crazy card. French. PSG. Ligue 1. Perfect. Top. Let's just put him in pro tier.
I mean, still the 5-star weak foot would be the cherry on top of the cake, but it's still pro tier without it, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Exactly. And we're going to end it on the second best striker in world football behind Harry Kane.
Agreed.
And it is Karim Benzema. Really good card, really good rating, really good links, but
just because of how he is in FIFA, kind of similar to Lewandowski, I think. He is a bit better than Lewandowski, but I don't think he climbs a tier. I'll go mid-tier. He's a very mid card. I don't think anyone. You don't see him much in any pro teams. He isn't meta. He hasn't got the 5-star skills.
That is true.
It's whatever. And I think the mid-tier is pretty solid placement. But in game, he'd probably do a job for you.
Brilliant stuff. And that wraps up the 23-man squad for Ultimate Tots this year. Jack, thank you for coming on. Where can people find you if they want to come and watch your streams?
FUTWIZ JSHARP, stream every day. So hopefully we can see some of these boys in action. This is very controversial, isn't it? Raphael Leao, I think it's the one. So.
Well, look, once again, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. And we'll both see you on the next one.
Cheers.